How many people have already experimented with HDR photography? Okay, this is more than I expected, actually. All right, I'm going to talk about basics, the essential gear that you need for HDR photography. I'm going to start with the most important one, tripod. You cannot do without a tripod. You can put your camera down on cement on the wall, but you still have a risk of in-between exposures, some sort of shake. So that is probably the most important thing. You've got to have a sturdy tripod. If you have a really light plastic one, it will work. If it's a really windy day, you still have the risk of camera shake. One of my favorites, which not everyone uses, and some tripods also have the bubble on it. However, this little thing will go right into your hot shoe, and there's your level for both axes, X and Y. Okay? I think it's about $8 or so. We used to carry it. You should be getting it back in stock, so hopefully if you are interested in picking one of these up, we'll have it soon. You'll see that I have this funky little device attached here. It's not a necessity, but I have a GPS attached to my camera, so it's automatically geotagging. Everyone know what geotagging is? Yeah? Okay. White balance. As you've already heard today, you should be shooting in RAW. However, if for whatever reason you are shooting JPEG, white balance is mandatory. Okay? Even in RAW, it would be good for you to use a device to white balance your photos. Color checker. Even if you're doing HDR, you can take one still frame of your scene with the color checker in it. And I can show everyone the color checker afterwards if you have some questions about it. Expo disc is also for white balance. It's probably easier to use than the color checker because the color checker you also need software in the computer. The Expo disc, you're already white balancing it in the camera right away. No other software needed. However, it's more designed for portraits, but it will work for HDR photography or any photography for that matter. And again, I can talk about all this stuff. We do carry all this as well at Mac, so if anyone is interested, we can show it to you when we get back. Light meters. Everyone has built-in light meter in their camera, even the point-and-shoot cameras, which can do HDR, by the way. However, a handheld light meter is more precise, and if you do want exact exposure, the higher-end light meters can actually do multiple meter readings for one scene, which in turn will give you a better idea of what you want for your HDR image. I've already metered for this scene, and my starting point is f11 at 1/60th of a second. Very important. We recently, on my blog, I had a guest post from Joe, who's over there. Joe, hello. And he actually did a quick HDR tip on using a cable release. You can use a wireless one, you can use a wired one. But this is very important because if you're doing HDR photography and your hand's on the camera, you run a risk of shaking. That little bit will make a huge difference in your photo. The last piece of equipment I want to show you is not something that everyone should buy right away. It's pricey, but it's extremely useful. And what I'm going to do is ask everyone, and please raise your hand, I have something to give away. If anyone already knows what I'm talking about, what this great HDR device is, raise your hand and I have a prize if you do know it. I'm not going to say your name.
Is that promote thing?
What's it called?
OG software?
This is a device before. This is for the capturing process.
Okay.
And I'm going to show everyone the device once someone tells me the name.
Remote control?
Who said that? Bingo! I have a emergency rain cover and an HDR shirt for you.
Double
It is extra large, actually. Alright, remote control is a really, really cool device. Basically, it is an advanced cable release. It has many settings, including time-lapse mode, which will allow you to have infinite number and intervals and timing. There's no end to it. This little device takes 2 or 4 AA batteries, don't remember, 2 cables to go to your camera. You can do it with just the USB cable, however, it gives you speed and more control with the proprietary cable. Okay? So Nikon, the higher-end cameras have the 10-pin, and so I have both connected right now. Basically, I'm going to set this to HDR mode, and I already have my main exposure, which, as I said, was what? Okay. So, if it take little turns, I want everyone to come see the screen on this, but not all at once. Right now, it's set for my main exposure with 1 stop interval in between each shot. And it's also set for 13 shots.
All the time.
13 shots of this one scene. The average is 3, 5, 7, or 9. With this device, you can go up to 50. I have to try to go even further, but I'm sure you could. And you can go from photo to 5 maybe.
Sorry, I keep moving.
This is
stay still.
We do have it in that for if anyone is interested, but it is pricey. But it gives you the advantage of having more control. So if you're shooting real estate, you're shooting the inside of someone's house, and you need all the detail of the scene. You can set this up, you can have 27 exposures at 20 shots in between, and you've got full range of everything you would need to make your HDR video. Canon or Nikon, and the USB will control